Have you ever been afraid of something and didn't know why? Like me, I've always had this deep fear of cancer, or maybe just felt anxious for no reason. People used to tell me, hey, it's all in your head, you've thought about it so much, you have started believing it. But what if they are wrong? What if I told you this fear or this physical sensitivity is actually the result of a deep tragedy that happened in my family years ago? A tragedy that maybe no one knew about except my maternal grandmother, but its effect is now living inside my cells. Today we are diving into the fascinating part of science, the part that shows our behaviors aren't just personality traits, they are codes written throughout history. And the key to decoding them lies in a strange field called epigenetics. It says your DNA is a computer hardware, but environmental factors act like light switches that can turn genes on or off. Let me tell you about a real shocking study. Scientists studied Holocaust survivors. What they found was mind-blowing. They discovered that extreme trauma didn't just leave mental scars, it actually altered the function of their genes. A specific gene called FKBP5, which is responsible for regulating body's stress hormones, was physically marked by the trauma. But here's the scary part. The effect of this change was seen in their children too. Let me be precise. It's not that the memory of the trauma was transferred. It's more like parents' bodies send a message and tweak the genetic settings of their children. As a result, these kids, without ever witnessing those horrors, had different levels of stress hormones and cortisol. They were born with their bodies already calibrated for danger. The next story isn't just about trauma. Let's get physical. Consider a single cigarette or these modern vapes and e-cigarettes that we think are harmless. Research shows that if a mother is exposed to tobacco smoke or vape aerosol during pregnancy, it flips the wrong switches inside the baby's lungs. The result? High risk of asthma years later. Now here's the weirder part. The grandmother effect. A study shown that if a grandmother smoked during her pregnancy, the effects can escape a generation and hit the grandchild. Researchers found traces of the change in the blood DNA of the grandkids. This means even the mother of those kids didn't smoke, the respiratory risks were still passed on from the first generation to the third. And this is a huge warning for us. So the next time you feel anxious for no reason, or your body feels hypersensitive to the environment, maybe you are not losing your mind. Maybe you are just listening to the biological voice of your ancestors. This proves that we aren't isolated beings. Our bodies are diaries of our ancestors' lives. Their grief, their fears, and even the air they breathed are part of what makes us today. Of course, we still need to take responsibility for these fears and do our best to fix our own flaws and heal. Until the next video, take care of your genetic codes.